So, isn't it time that you stop struggling with systems? Welcome to today's episode. My name is Tom Rowley. Excited to bring you a tale of two systems today, and they are in marketing. Well, not really marketing, more like advertising, which is great because many people get excited about advertising. It's a powerful technique to bring leads and to bring revenue and ultimately profit to your business. And I was working with my team today to look at two different ways of playing the Facebook ad game. The first one involved audiences. So taking an ad and running it to a whole bunch of different audiences to see which audiences responded to it. And the second system was to take a repeating set of videos, basically these daily videos, and run them over 7 days and show them to a giant audience. And one of my team was like, how are these linked? And I was like, they're not linked. They're two different ways of achieving a similar result, but they're two different systems. The first one, which we call 301, is basically saying, okay, well, let's grab an ad, write the ad, put the image together, and then we're going to test it and see who responds. Now, you can get more fancy than this. You can do all of those audiences with a whole bunch of images and a whole bunch of text, but it costs a lot more money. In order to get viable data, then you have to put a lot of cash through that system in order to work out, hey, which is the winning audiences, which is the winning ads, which is the winning images. And if you don't want to do that, then you can go, okay, well, let's just run one ad to a whole bunch of audiences and see which ones win, which ones are profitable. And from there, scale those. Kill the losers. This is hopefully not a new idea for you. If you're interested in this topic at all, you're like, okay, great, yeah, cool, Tom. This is nothing new. But knowing that you can do it over and over, that you can get your team members to do it over and over, requires you to have a system, requires you to have documentation. Hey, what are the links? What's the strategy? How do we build the ad? How do we create the headline? How do we choose the audiences? All of those things, documentation. And you might say, well, that's all very locked in. But in actual fact, there's great creativity within all of those. These instructions are not to choose what specific headline, but only how to create a headline, how to create an image, and how to deploy it out to all these audiences. Then remembering to set the tracking date. Hey, when are these going to be reviewed? When are we going to choose our winners? And when are we going to scale our winners? All of this needs to be in the system. But our second system was a different one. And this was about taking these daily videos and running them to a giant audience and seeing which videos were winners. So out of the 7 videos per week, that one got a big response and the other 6 didn't. Or those 2 got a big response and the other 5 did not. And so there's one giant audience. I don't need to worry about audiences. What I need to worry about is deploying every week these videos so that they roll out and we can look at the winners and get rid of the losers. So 2 different types of Facebook campaigns using 2 different systems. And what I want you to appreciate here is that your systems game is driving both of these. My systems game is driving my ability to consistently deploy the videos every week. The system is driving my ability to take an idea of an ad and then deploy it out to audiences and pick the winners. This is the systems that are running my advertising. And guess what? They're running yours too. But most likely, if you are doing less than 10 million, then you are struggling with this. Know that you will find it extremely difficult to go past 10 million in revenue without getting your systems game on point. And in actual fact, you will get to 10 million a whole lot quicker if you focus on your systems. Why? Because they underpin everything. They don't just underpin your Facebook ad campaigns. They also underpin your YouTube ad campaigns. They underpin your content marketing strategy. They underpin your funnel game if you're selling. They underpin the way that you do one-to-one sales. They underpin your fulfillment game, your accounting game, your taxes game, your people game, your optics game. All of these are running on systems, or most likely they are not. The challenge with systems is that you need 2 different types of software to really pull this off. You need like a project management software, something like Asana or Monday or ClickUp. And you also need some kind of way of documenting the procedures, something like Trainual or Sweet Process. And if you don't want to invest in either of these, then guess what? You can use just Excel and Word or Google Docs and Sheets. All of these will work together, but ideally you will have both of these aspects. One to document the running of the system and one to document the actual instructions. Put this together and suddenly you have systems that work. Systems that can cope with change. Systems that can be built out in time. If you're pressed for time and you just want the big picture processes, you're like, great, let's document these. Then you get to run it and see whether it works. Like, do not assume that just because you wrote down some instructions that they are going to give you the results that you want. That is a faulty assumption. You must run the system as documented, or even if it's partially documented, to come through and go, hey, did it give me the results that I want? Did I run the ads in the Facebook audiences to work out the winning audiences? Did I run the videos to work out the winning videos? That is the essentials of it. And ideally, you will need some kind of thing to track the execution of the system and some kind of thing to document the instructions. Typically, you can think about this at its very base level at Excel and Word. This will enable you to pull it off. If you want to get more fancy, totally cool. You can use any of the project management systems, and then you can use any of the operation manual software. Hope that helped you. If you want to see a structure that works for systems, that enables you to pull off the ideas so that you can bring them out of your mind and into reality with far more effectiveness, far less team, far less waste, far less mistakes, then head over to systemio.dev. Go check out the training there. Have a look through the materials that I put together for you, and then take the understanding that you gain and assess whether you want to learn how to do these systems for your business. On the other side, greater revenue, greater profits, more freedom, and even the capacity to run multiple businesses at once. You will not pull that off without your systems game. Head over to systemio.dev. Thanks for tuning in today. I hope you got a lot of value out of today's episode. I certainly enjoyed making it for you, and I look forward to seeing you in tomorrow's episode as we continue this journey into the power of systems to create results. See you then.